Sorry I'm late all. I got a bit held up at the station. Oh, nothing's wrong, I hope. Oh no, just some man seeking my counsel. He'll be coming by after dinner. Well, that's good. I only made enough supper for 3 1/4 people. 3 1/4 people? Yeah, well, I must have miscalculated when I cut down a recipe. It originally served 28. Can you imagine having that many people over for Bubble and Squeak? I can't imagine having a 4th person over for Bubble and Squeak. Yet another tasty English dish named after a sound effect. I guess we can all be grateful that I didn't bring my appointment home for supper. So who is this guy anyway? Oh, he's involved in the Topin case. Oh, it isn't Patty's partner, is it, Mr. Shays? No, sorry to disappoint you, Dad. It's the Topin's lawyer, Mr. Winstone. Leonard Winstone? Yes, Dad. You invited that sleazy lawyer into our house? Well, I must admit the thought of helping the Topins didn't exactly thrill me at first, but really there's no need to look down on the entire family just because of one sour apple. Besides, the children are in the process of grieving for their father right now. Yeah, well, their father was an even bigger dirtbag than Mr. Winstone. And what are you talking about? What, are you helping these people now? Mr. Winstone simply asked if I could speak with the daughter, Carol, and offer my informed psychiatric opinion. Well, here's an informed psychiatric opinion for you. You're nuts. Well, if you want my advice, you shouldn't get involved, and that's it. You know, everybody thinks that deep down everybody's wonderful. If they just talk with them, find their soft spots, work through childhood memories. But you know, sometimes people are just bad, and there's a damn thing you can do about it, except lock them up and throw away the key. Well, thank you, Dad, but I don't quite share your cynicism. Well, I bet you change your mind pretty quick if Louis Topin had stolen all that money from you, or your brother Niles. All I can say is thank God there's still people in the world like Patty Hughes. Oh yeah, I didn't catch your interview, Dr. Crane. How did it go? Just fine. She ate you alive, didn't she? She didn't eat me alive. To be fair, she tried to stun me first. Oh, quiet, Eddie. Who do you think that could be? I don't know. I told Lenny to meet me here at 7:30. It's not yet 6. Lenny, you're a tad early, aren't you? Oh, really? What time is it? It's nearly 6. Oh, I'm so sorry. My mistake. Please, come in, won't you? Oh, hello there, little fella. Lenny? Yes? Where's Carol? Oh, she's in the car. She'll be up soon. Why? Couldn't you be seen coming up together or something? I don't believe we've met. Marty Crane. And I'm Daphne, his physical therapist. You know, you two share a similar line of work. Oh, really? Yeah, he was an ex-policeman. Well, she says ex, but really, if duty called, I would be ready. Just like that. Yes, thank you, Dad. I think you've intimidated our guest enough. Here, let me get you a drink of something before they hook you up to the polygraph. Oh, right. It's funny. Well, Mr. Winstone, what's your poison? Wine? Sherry? Any of those two? Oh, anything from the kitchen is fine. Right, well. Really, I can get it myself. No need to, Why don't you just hang up your coat? Honestly, I've been going to the kitchen for years. I think I know the way by now. Hey, Sherlock. I think he would like to discuss something with you alone in the kitchen. Am I right? See? Oh, well, all right. This way. Let's see, we have orange juice, mineral water, seltzer. What would you prefer? Anything. I'll take anything. Here, Mr. Winstone, is anything wrong? No. Why? Why would anything be wrong? Well, for starters, your claws are making tiny pinholes in the sleeve of my Armani jacket. Oh, well, sorry. Carol would like to speak to you now. Well, I was just about to sit down to a nice dinner with my family. Let me put it to you this way. I would like you to speak with her now. Oh, dear. Is it really that urgent? Well, why didn't you say so? Please, ask her to come up. I don't bite. Lenny, I can't help but notice you haven't touched your grape juice concentrate. Is there something else you'd like to tell me? What would you say if I told you that Carol's coming here wasn't exactly legal? No, it's legal. It's just Joe, her brother, doesn't really trust psychiatrists with family information. And, Joe Topin. Well, the one the reporters have dubbed Mad Joe. That Joe Topin? I know it sounds bad, but really, fine. If you just speak with her now, and then I can get her home before he knows that she's gone. I was hoping you could do it quickly. Quickly. This is not drive-through therapy. If your client is to get any better, I suggest you take her somewhere in which she does not have to appear in a white dressing gown, moonlighting as a patient. And while we're on the subject, you may want to seek help yourself. I know, but I'm desperate. She's desperate. If you'll just talk to her, please. You're the absolute best in your field. All right, fine. Wipe the grease you're using to butter me up with off your hands and let's get this done. How much time do we have? About 20 minutes. All right, that's not much time, but I think we can make do. We should be able to get well into our introduction, at least. Right, I'll go get her. Thank you. What's going on? Can't talk right now, Dad. Gotta go to therapy. Well, that's a hell of an excuse not to spend dinner with your family. Carol? Come in, dear. Let me take your coat. Dr. Crane, this is Carol. Carol? Dr. Crane. He's the one you heard on the radio. I know who he is. Hi. Hello there, Miss Topin. Why don't you just step into my room here and we can have a little chat? I wouldn't do that if I were you. Or do what? Scratch Eddie behind the ears. He doesn't like it. He finds it patronizing. And they say I need therapy. Can I use your kitchen to make a quick phone call? Of course. Help yourself. And you can eat anything that looks good in the fridge. So what do you think of them? One little word. Weird. You know, I think I'm just going to go call a friend of mine down at the station, see if he can find out any information on our Mr. Winstone. Oh, Dr. Crane wouldn't like to hear you saying that. Well, he doesn't have to hear me saying it. I'll use the phone in my bedroom. And anyhow, his secret stash of Ballantine cans isn't at risk of being uncovered in the vegetable crisper. Hello, all. Hello, Daphne. Did you do something different with your hair? I put it in a ponytail. That must be it. We were just about to sit down to supper, but Dr. Crane's in his bedroom with a patient. Oh? Who is she? Ah, well, that's the interesting part. It just so happens to be Carol Topin. Of the Topin fraud, Carol Topin? Daphne, it might not be safe to be here. I suggest you take a walk. A long one, around the block, several times. Of course, not alone. I should go with you. Now, Dr. Crane, there's no need for that, really. She's only going to be here for 20 minutes. She has to get back before her brother, Joe, discovers she's gone or something. He's not real keen on therapists. Joe Topin? Yeah, that's right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why, do you know him? No, but I think I met him. Oh, I could just be panicking. There's only one way to find out. Daphne, hand me my vanilla envelope. Here. This is Miss Moore's case history. Who is that? That looks like the fella in the kitchen. No, it couldn't possibly be, because this is Mr. Wiggins. Mr. who? Mr. Wiggins. But if that's Mr. Wiggins, and that's Mr. Winstone, and they... Frasier! Just keep up with the breathing exercises. I'll be right back. Niles. Nice of you to finally show up. Yes, I'm sorry about that, but my phone broke. I got into a fight with Maris, and she threw it off the balcony. Into the koi pond. Down the drain. Really, Niles, this is a fascinating excuse, even more fascinating than usual, but I'm afraid I have a patient. Yes, but Frasier. Who could that be? I don't know. Joe, it's Joe! See you later, Dr. Crane. Goodbye, Daphne. What was all that? Oh, nothing. Just a little game we play. Are you two a couple? No. Please, come in. I think I, have something of yours. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. In my haste, I sort of, well, here's Miss Moore back. I swear I didn't read anything, just the name. Oh, and of course, I reciprocated. I didn't read anything either. I didn't even open it, as a matter of fact. My vanilla envelopes are more vanilla-y. Right. I'll just take this and be going. Good. Wait a minute. Yes? Can I use your powder room before I go? Oh, yes, right through there. Dad, you sound surprised to see me, Niles. I've been living here for the past 5 years. Oh, I'm just a bit on edge tonight. Can't imagine why. Yeah, well, me too. Where's that Mr. Winstone guy? I believe he's in the kitchen. Good. Well, I just got off the phone with Detective Dugan, an old buddy of mine down at police headquarters. And I bet you couldn't guess who Mr. Winstone really is. Lester Wiggins. How the hell did you know that? Keep it down, please. I accidentally ran into Joe at Cafe Nervosa. Joe Topin? You be quiet. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's all happening so fast. Can you believe it? I know. I mean, Lenny isn't even a lawyer. He's a con artist. Well, what should we do? We can't expose him. Well, that's it. I'm calling the police. In any other circumstances, and with any other family, I would agree with you. But these are the sorts of people that you call the cops, and you're found in their trunk the next day. And it's always ordered by the one family member you never expected. So if you don't mind, we're just going to handle this calmly. Joe will be leaving in a few moments. Joe Topin could crash on her couch for all I care. That's still not going to change the fact that that man in there isn't who he says he is. Oh, Dad, are any of us really who we say we are? 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and if all the Topins and all the Mr. O'Higgins aren't out of here, I'm calling the cops. Yes, of course. You know, I don't like being scratched behind the ears either. Ooh, what? Ah, there's just no stopping that guy from talking once he gets started. Who are you? Niles. Well, you sound proud. I'm going to get my coat. Tell Dr. Crane I'm very sorry, but we're going to have to cut Carol's session short. No, you gotta stay for dinner. Must I? You don't want him leaving in the elevator at the same time, do you? Oh, right, yes, please. Dinner, join us. Won't you? Yes, well, the offer is very tempting, but I really be going have to, so... Well, you haven't lived until you've tasted Daphne's bubble and squeak. Really? How does one survive that meal? Here, sit in my chair. Dad, let's not overdo it, shall we? Right, Niles. Is someone in your bathroom? I didn't hear anything. How about you, Niles? Did you hear anything? No. See, he didn't hear anything. You must be hearing things. Oh, that's the oven. Well, I didn't hear anything. Niles, did you hear anything? That's a good idea. Why don't you go help him in the kitchen? Of course. Yes, well, very nice to meet you. And I'm sorry I can't help, but I'm sure you understand what with my high profile in the media myself. No, of course I understand, Dr. Crane. I understand. Where's Lenny? I don't know. I think he left. That's odd. He seemed so keen on me talking with Miss Topin here. Sure, he wouldn't have left her stranded. No, he, said you can take the car. That's wonderful. He drives like an old man anyway. And he does that thing where he comes to a complete stop at stop signs. Don't you hate that? Very much so. It does seem to slow down the flow of accidents, doesn't it? Yeah, well, thanks for your help, Dr. Crane. My pleasure. Goodbye. I am so so glad that is over. That is one twisted fruit if I have ever met one. Really? What's wrong with her? To be fair, she couldn't really tell me much. I guess I'm rather glad of that now. So, what's for supper? Yes, Bubble and Squeak. Frasier, there's been a few change of plans. That would be referring to the very set plan of eating for 15 minutes, being sick for another 15, me taking a hot bath, reading my medical journal, and you falling asleep in front of the TV. Those plans? I've invited Mr. Winstone to dinner with us. You what? After I gave you that big speech about not having enough. Well, that's the last time I cut down a recipe for this family. Next time I make medieval fantasy cakes, you're eating all 180 of them, and you'll like it. That new cooking class she's taking isn't panning out. I see that, but why? Joe, you must be Dr. Crane. The other one. Yes, I am. Can I get your coat? It's all right, I'm wearing it. I'd just like to take my envelope, please. Oh, here. There you go. I didn't look at it. Really. None of us did. We aren't really readers in this family. I don't even look at the Sunday paper. Yeah, when we get it, we just recycle it. Throw it away. That's fine. Well, thank, Niles for this. Goodbye. Pleasant evening. Pleasant... Why didn't you tell me about this? Soup's on. Oh, it looks great, Niles. Yes, I was in the kitchen all day, doing absolutely nothing. Oh, you know, I think I've lost my appetite. I think I'm just going to go home to my Maris. You won't get your appetite back there. Ta-ta. Well, this is a bit awkward, don't you think? Oh, not at all. I'm constantly being invited to dinner by random psychiatrists. Well, that doesn't surprise me much. Dad, pass the gravy, please. There's already gravy in this. I would like a tad more if you don't mind. Eating fancy cheese and goose liver. You know, one of these days your heart's going to shut down. I can have the salt. Look who's talking, Mr. Pigs in a Blanket with cheese. I'm just saying you eat too much. Oh, those beans look good. Talk on a day when I do not catch you stirring salt into your breakfast cereal. I don't do that. I did that one time. And would you like to tell Mr. Winstone why? I wanted to see if it would sink to the bottom of the bowl like sugar does. Really, yes, Dad. Like living with a 2-year-old. That may be, but I bet no one can tell a joke like I can. I bet you'd like to hear one, wouldn't you, Mr. Wiggins? Of course he doesn't want to. Don't listen to him. You would like to hear one of my jokes, wouldn't you, Les? This is a good one, too. And you know who told this one to me? My police partner, for my days on the force. So, a cop pulls over a man who's speeding. He walks up to the car and he says, "Don't you know how fast you were going?" Well, the guy says, "I was just trying to keep up with traffic." The cop looks up and down the highway and notices there are no other cars in the road. So he says, "What are you talking about? There is no traffic." So the man answers, "That's how far behind I am." Oh, God, I'm dead. Well, until next time, this has been Kitch at Home. Bye!
And scrambled eggs, quite stylish. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you, babe.